China. How much of this is tied to the fact that people seem to be, or investors seem to be, buying into its production goals overall, more broadly?
I think it's both. I think Tesla has managed to actually meet its very ambitious production goals, although it was obviously rocky for the Model 3 when it launched and it hit its production ramp. And then now you're seeing a massive new market in China opening. They're going to deliver a lot of cars there. The Chinese government is really committed to electrifying that vehicle base. They're offering a lot of incentives to Tesla to do it. They're letting Tesla build a factory there. That's the first time an American company has managed to pull that off. And Tesla has a sparkling brand in the U.S., and sparkling American brands tend to do really well in China when the government's behind them. So I think investors are seeing a lot of upside in a massive new market for that company opening up.
Yeah, Michael, I wonder if you think we're hitting a tipping point. I realize Teslas have been shipped all over the world for a little while now, but when you look at the manufacturing in China, the fact that it just secured more funding there for a gigafactory, moving forward on another gigafactory in Berlin as well right now, is this a company that has, I guess, hit a tipping point in terms of becoming a global manufacturer?
It's a terrific question. You ask exactly the right way. Of course, I'm not an expert on stocks, so I won't comment on the stock value itself, but certainly Elon Musk is the Thomas Edison, Cume, Willy Wonka of our age. Can you imagine the key man policy on this guy that they must have? And also in Silicon Valley, some of our viewers may be interested to know that, of course, Tesla's dominance, you mentioned in the earlier segment that there are some technology companies that are clearly being priced in or being valued now as platforms that have entrenchment. Tesla might have that halo as well, because Tesla has followed behind it, has created behind it in its wake, an ecosystem of sustainable energy, battery types of companies, new storage types of companies that are springing up in Silicon Valley after Tesla has proven to be so incredibly valuable. And of course, their brand is marvelous. I would not have bet against him in any way. He keeps pulling it off. What would that company look without him? I hate to think about it, but thank God we live in the same time as Elon Musk, because wow, he creates more value than so many other people combined. So I'm very, very excited for him. One question you might ask is, we might ask, and of course we can only speculate, is how much technology transfer will Tesla have to do, either overtly or covertly, to China as part of their distribution deal in China? Of course, we know that the Chinese government is often insistent on a certain form of tech transfer, implicit or explicit. So will that affect Tesla? Will that create or stimulate some competition locally from Chinese brands that seek to compete with Tesla? Who can know? But it's a very interesting thing to wonder about and to watch as we see this development.
That will be very interesting to watch. Michael, a question about the speed to market here. It's pretty remarkable that this is the first time that we're going to see a plant start delivering cars to customers in just 357 days after the factory's construction started. This is a company that has had production delays in the past. What does this speedy delivery here tell you about the future potential of the company?
Well, if you ever see like a Tesla setup, it's all robots. I mean, they keep on replacing humans with robots. And by the way, Elon Musk is able to pull off like 3 global firsts before most breakfasts. Right? The guy can land a rocket ship on an unmanned unmanned ship in a heavy ocean swell twice with new super cool fuel that he fueled to a point that no one else was able to cool it before. So what an incredible inventor. I just believe, largely believe the predictions that he makes. But by the way, we can never forget the incredible power of his Willy Wonka style as well. He's able to create this personal following. People seem to root for him. They seem to forget that it's a for-profit company. They seem to think that, wow, they're in it with him. They have a personal connection to him. And I believe part of that is a function that the man still will sleep at the office in order to pull off that incredible speed to market that you talk about, those incredible firsts that he pulls off all the time. He makes a prediction, he prognosticates, then often he delivers. Sometimes he even over-delivers. Sometimes he's behind, but you know what? Even someone like that can be wrong sometimes. So I think it's incredible. And by the way, the speed to market is very important. That's one of the reasons people who comment on this space seem to just think that no matter how great VW is, how great Ford is, how great these other brands are, which are of course incredible, that his speed will continue to keep him ahead. Who knows if that's true, but to be sure, his speed is breathtaking in this and his other endeavors.
Nilay, it sounds like you have some thoughts on this.
Look, Elon's great. He's always behind. What's actually breathtaking about this is the first time he's hit a deadline since he's promised one. And I think really the story here is that they tried to over-automate that Model 3 production facility, and Elon actually had to walk it back and said, we got this wrong. You can't actually automate a car factory this much. And he ended up going back to a lot of traditional production techniques. I think what you're seeing here is Tesla is learning what its limits are when it wants to deploy technology in this way. And so they're able to bring up the factory very quickly. They obviously had a lot of assistance from the Chinese government. Obviously, China as a country is better suited to the bring up of massive manufacturing in this way. But I think the story here is Tesla's actually learning as a company that it does have some limits. And all of the dreams that Elon has might be great, and he might deliver on them over time. But if you actually want to ship cars, you might have to do some things in a more traditional way.